felt safer.
Mm-hmm. She would never put herself in a position of harm, right?
The profile Laura put on Match.com drew attention from a man using this picture who said his name was Frank. He claimed to be a Swedish businessman and convinced Laura to talk offline.
Initially, she was extremely giddy and happy talking to him, but as the relationship grew, the phone calls transitioned to nighttime, and they almost became more secretive.
Over the next 2 years, they exchanged hundreds of emails, spoke regularly by phone, and declared their love for each other.
I think as I went through and started uncovering this, I just became almost sick at just the depths of all of it.
Frank convinced Laura to hand over her life savings, $1.5 million, for his fake investments. She never met Frank.
I don't believe that she physically met Frank.
Federal investigators traced those who victimized Laura Kowal to Ghana. Investigators tell us Ghana and nearby Nigeria are home to thousands of scammers offering...
That's the one. Those are the people.
We are big people in Ghana. We spoke to a former scammer who called himself Emmanuel and told us how scammers can trick people.
Those are the ones.
Once they establish trust, hope.
That's the one that fucking he sounded like.
Building the trust. Actually, you need two things. You need to establish trust, and you need.
That's the one with my profile. Those are the ones. Those motherfuckers right there. That's the way they sound.
That is
Nigerians, Africans,
Yeah, those are the ones. Those are the ones. That's the one that answered the other day. That's that motherfucker.
You need those online dating platforms. Definitely. Emmanuel says he worked with a team of scammers who could impersonate different accents. But his success depended on dating websites like Match.com, where Laura met Frank, who used a picture stolen from a doctor in Chile. How hard was it for you to set up a fake profile?
Could I say it is easy?
It's a substantial problem, and it's one that's rapidly accelerating.
Arun Rao oversees romance scam investigations for the Department of Justice and says scammers are using AI to manipulate their voices and trick their victims.
If you are not perhaps accustomed to dealing with technology, then you may find yourself as a potential target.
Last year, more than 64,000 Americans reported being a romance scam victim. Many are older singles, lonely after a spouse dies, often with more money to target. But no one, says law enforcement, is safe.
We believe that is also substantially undercounting the true extent of the problem.
Undercounted because people are wrapped in shame and embarrassment.
They may be embarrassed that they have been victimized in this way. They may be afraid to tell their friends or family.
I've interviewed all walks of life, lawyers, doctors, to ditch diggers.
Retired Postal Inspector Natalie Rita interviewed hundreds of romance scam victims.
It's hard to watch. Getting a little emotional about that. Some people, like when you talk to them, it's the first time they're admitting that they've been scammed.
Kelly?
Yeah.
Deputy Warden with the Sheriff's Office.
Nice to meet you.
A search for a missing woman.
When Laura Kowal went missing, you just knew.
I just knew. I had a gut feeling.
Can you look around? She's not in the yard anywhere.
Kelly turned her mom's house upside down and found this note addressed to her that read, "I've been living a double life. Yes, it involves Frank. I tried to stop this, but I knew I would end up dead."
Still hard looking at this because I remember being so confused. Like she's leaving me a clue.
Laura Kowal's body was found 2 days later, 235 miles from home, floating in the Mississippi River in a place Kelly says she'd never been. Laura's death opened up a number of tough questions for Kelly. Could your mom have been compromised and then leveraged and actually been working for these guys? The answer to that and several other dimensions of this diabolical crime is what we're digging into all week on the scam epidemic that's plaguing so many families across America.
Diabolical, isn't it?